Okay, our next inductee, pound for pound, the hardest hitting football player here at Clarion from 1985 to 1988. Associated Press All-American his senior year at strong safety. Led the team with 136 tackles. Certainly a dedicated and hard-working player. Now a Hall of Famer. Please welcome John Peterman. John, congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction tonight.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to thank the committee for nominating me and voting me in.
You're more than welcome. You certainly deserve it with the career that you had. I wanted to ask you right off, who recruited you here to Clarion, and who did you meet with when you came here on campus?
Well, I was recruited by Coach Quinn, and when I came to campus, I was greeted by Coach Soboleski and Coach Pay.
That's quite a duo.
Yes.
You had told me a story about what your dad told you about making the decision to come here to Clarion. You want to tell everybody about that?
Well, probably one of the greatest football players ever come to Clarion out of Penn Hills was Kevin Ewing, the leading tackler of all time at Clarion University. Kerr Ewing was his dad. He was my parents' insurance agent. My dad considered Kevin Ewing the greatest football player ever come out of Penn Hills. And that's over top of Bill Fraley. And Kevin Ewing came home when he graduated. I spoke to him. He said, "Why would you go to Middle Tennessee State? You can go to Clarion, and your parents will be able to see you play every weekend." So my whole thought was it was good enough for Kevin Ewing, good enough for John Peterman.
And we're glad that he felt that way, that you came.
Yeah.
You played your freshman year. There was a guy in front of you at that time at strong safety, Jerry Hazlitt. God rest his soul. He passed away a year ago.
Yes.
You would have been a four-year starter if it wasn't for Jerry. Jerry taught you a lot, and then you became really close friends, afterwards. Talk about your relationship with Jerry and just overall what developed over those years.
Well, if anybody knows Jerry Hazlitt, he had hands that were probably the size of a baseball mitt. And I came up as a freshman, and the coaches called all the punt returners over, and I was a punt returner in high school, and coaches taught you elbows in, catch the ball. Well, Jerry Hazlitt was out there catching punts with one hand, and that was my induction into college football. Yes, Jerry was the starter my freshman year, so I played special teams. Played out of position was playing until we graduated.
And you did have both as an athletic director and as a coach and everything later on. You came very close to Jerry.
Jerry was the athletic director at Alderdice High School, and I was an athletic director at the time. I was at Penn Hills and then I was at Kiski. We moved into our new stadium on campus with Kiski, and I got a hold of Jerry, and Jerry said, "Hey, why don't we come there first game?" That's how we ended up playing Alderdice the first game on campus.
Yeah, that's awesome friendship. Life changed for you and Gloria, your wife, your sophomore year. Tell the folks a little bit about how that changed and how you made it such a positive experience.
Oh, it's quite interesting. When everybody went home for Thanksgiving my sophomore year, my wife and I went and got married. We had a child. So my junior and senior year, daughter got to watch me play. She don't remember anything, but it was a family commitment. My junior year, my wife Gloria was doing her student teaching. So I took all my classes on Tuesday and Thursday from morning to evening. And my mom came up, babysat daughter while she was a student teacher. So I like to tell kids all the time when they say they have it rough and everything else. I mean, you got to pull yourself by your belt, make something of yourself. So it was my parents, my in-laws, my sister-in-laws, my sister, my brother. My brother was probably on campus more than I was. He was in the Navy. He was stationed in Virginia Beach. It takes about 7.5 hours to get here. He would make it in 5. But he was on campus more than I was on.
You know, I've had a chance to see you and your family grow. Your wife is tremendous. Your daughter's tremendous. You have 3 great grandkids. You know, you really show what family commitment's all about.
One thing I'm hoping to get out of this, my granddaughters are athletes. I'm hoping when Grandpap says something about athletic, they take a little wisdom that I was an athlete at one time. So,
You know, I remember back when we had the media guides and all that, I described you as pound for pound the hardest hitter on the team. You were really prideful in that.
oh, absolutely. It all started when I was in youth football. They used to give a forum pad to artist, and I won that pad. People like Tommy Flynn, Kevin Ewing, they had that forum pad, and that's one of the things that I prided myself on.
Your mom and dad never missed a game. Your dad had a little bit of hard times, but but the commitment to you, to being there, just tell the folks just what that was all about.
Before I do that, I mean, I'd like to acknowledge some of my teammates because I could have been ostracized. Being a married teammate, they're being 18, 19, 20 years old. They could have sat there and said, "Hey, we got Clay Kunzelman, Dave Kutch, Lou Wires, Rod Joseph," which actually got married the same month, same year. He's been married for 37 years. Those teammates were special, and they actually made me feel that I was part of something, even though that I was married and had a kid. And it was pretty impressive on their. The other aspect was my dad. My dad lost his job at Pullman Standard when I was a sophomore. And he wanted to go to truck driving school, wanted to be a truck driver. But he didn't want to miss any of my high school football games or wrestling matches. So he did odds and ends jobs. So when I left for college, he left for truck school. We played in American University of Massachusetts. We played St. Ferris State, Michigan. My dad would drive his truck all week, drive to Maryland, drop his truck off, drive back to Penn Hills, pick my mother up, drive to Michigan, watch the football game, drive home, drop my mother off, go back to Maryland, pick up his truck, and start work the next week. That was dedicated.
No question about it. And it created a special bond for you and your family.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I mean, my sister's the oldest. I'm the youngest, and she toughened us up. She beat us up all the time, and she toughened us up for athletics.
In your senior year, you led the team in tackles. And you and we talked about the Shippensburg game. I had you for 25 tackles. Coach Laredo had you for 27 tackles. That's a lot of tackles in a game. Do you sort of a little sore after that game?
To be honest with you, what I remember most about that game, I knew I had a lot of tackles. But the one thing I remember, I got tackled on about the 15-yard line by a shoestring. Would have been an 80-yard punt return. That's the one thing that I remember. I got tackled. I should have scored. But I mean, back in the 80s, people ran the ball. They don't throw the ball replay. They do now. So I mean, being a strong safety, you're kind of scrimmage, and it was just a good game.
You had sort of a motto, and wanted you to talk about this. You have to be willing to bleed for your brother on defense. Talk.
Well, Rod Joseph was an offensive player. I always say you play offense to get your name in the paper. You play defense to bleed for your brother. And that's true. I mean, Lou Wires was on our defense. Dave Kutch and Clay Kunzelman were on defense. We bonded together to be able to stop our opponent. We weren't worried about getting our names in the paper or anything else. We were worried about stopping. So all the years I coached football, I used that phrase all the time.
Some thank yous before we go.
We have a lot. I have A lot of people. I have people here from Kiski. I have Rick Liberto. He actually graduated high school with me, graduated college with me at Clarion. I worked with him at 4 school districts. I worked with him at Leechburg. I worked with Franklin Region. I worked with him at Penn Hills, and I worked with him at Kiski. I got the Delps. They both graduated from Clarion. Jason played football here at Clarion. I have coaches that coached with me. I have coaches that I hired. Rich Johns, Ryan Osorio, they're unbelievable coaches, unbelievable friends. Coach Elbert's here. He's the only coach that's taken 5 different schools to the WPL playoffs. We have a school board member, Patrick Leland, former school board member. Surprised and much appreciated that he would be here. But I also have Tony Ganella. He was one of my high school coaches. I ended up working with him at Kiski. He was assistant principal, and I was the athletic director at Kiski. He means a lot to me, means a lot to everybody. But my daughter graduated from 2010 here at Kiski. My wife and I told her that we would pay her college wherever she chose to go to school. But if she chose IUP, she'd be on her own. So she chose Clarion.
I don't mean to cut you off, but that was great advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Final thought or two?
I just want to thank the committee. I mean, it's been a long time I've been out of college, and I retired this year as the athletic director at Kiski, and this is just an icing on the cake to finish up my athletic.
Hall of Famer John Peterman.